Hey guys, Nine here once again, and after about, I don't know, about a month of hiatus, besides the very rushed holiday special, I believe, that I made over a few months ago, I'm back with something. Yes, I know technically my last video was the unboxing for this particular item, but, well, unboxings don't really count, do they? No, they don't. So, judging from the title, you already know what it is, and I have to apologize for a mistake that I made on my previous video, which is calling the box set something else. So, without further ado, here is the real name for the box set, the Ultra Fight Super Ultimate Box. First edition. Now, I'm not particularly sure about how this box, how you were supposed to order the stupid thing, but, I heard it was, you have to get a ticket from Hyper Hobby Magazine or something like that, and then you can order it for about $500 something. Because, well, it's a pretty expensive box set. Got this from Japan, Amazon, via my parents. Thank you very much. Let's first get on with the outer box. The outer box has already been opened, and I was stupid enough to make a little cut in it for some reason. I was an idiot. Alright, so, first of all, this thing is wrapped in plastic wrap over here around it for some reason. Better to protect it, I guess. So, Ultra Fight Super Ultimate Box DVD. There's 8 DVDs in here. And, Original Sofubi Ninke 40 type. So, there's 14 original Sofubi figures, or soft vinyl figures. This is the first edition type box. So, this is, you know, if anybody's handled anything that's first edition that came with something new before, the only thing I have in mind right now is the Bandai DX Fang memory, which came with a Shotaro DX Joker memory on the first edition. This, it's a whole lot more expensive than the actual DVD release. Technically speaking, it's 52 with Japanese tax at the time, or it was like 2007. It was $55,440. yen, and without tax it was 52,800 yen. So this is a pretty expensive box set. You know, using today's currency exchange value, it's about $528 in US dollars. And this costs around that amount. It wasn't brand new, but I mean, the DVDs were new at least, and I cared about the DVD more than the toy. Everybody else cares about the figures, I don't. So let's begin opening the box. Upon opening the box, let's just tilt it this way. You are greeted with this beautiful display right here. So this little display is, so I'll start with the DVD box first. So here's the DVD box. I did a little bit of redoing with the DVD box. First of all, let's just observe the front of the box. The front of the box, it's black. The entire box is black actually, with Ultra 7 painted with very glossy black ink on here. Looks very beautiful. Over here is a slide, which is supposed to be covering this way, but then it kept falling off, so I just tucked it in here. But here is some, you know, advertisement stuff for Ultra Fight DVD, what it comes with, etc, etc, etc. Yeah, and here are the NTSC stuff. This is a Region 2 DVD, and yeah, comes with all 196 episodes, I believe, of Ultra Fight. On the other side is Ultraman. Yes, Ultraman was in Ultra Fight. The first 71 episodes were off stock footage from Ultraman and Ultra 7, so which is what Ultraman's here. And on the side we see both Ultraman. It's a little hard to see, but we see both Ultraman and Ultra 7 there. Speaking of that, taking the stuff out of this slipcase, this beautiful slipcase. You know, I have to stress that it's really beautiful. It's a hand-drawn picture of the promotional art, of the original promotional picture used for Ultra Fight. So we see all the fighters there, including the then not featured Gomora. Gomora has a part to play in this story, and I don't get on with it. But I want to just let you look at this slipcase. I've covered this in the unboxing too, but for this review, I wanted to let you guys see it full detail. Every monster from Ultraman to Ultra 7 are here, except and even the human-sized ones. For example, here's Dari for some reason enlarged. There's Pigmon over here, Zarab. I forget who that is. I'm not very good with the Ultra 7 aliens, but we do see Alien Prot and Dada here. Nobody from Ultra Q is here, unfortunately. That's one of the only downsides I can see about it. But everybody else is here. You got the obvious ones like Godola, Dorako, Giron, even Iron Rocks is there. That guy. So yeah, might want to make like a little picture slideshow at the end of this video. Probably not though. But keep in mind of this suit of Chironia. Look at the scaly texture because we'll be getting back to that in a little bit. But yeah, this is very beautifully drawn. And yeah, you see both Ultraman and the Ultra 7 here. So very beautiful. Upon opening the box, we're greeted with a silhouette of Ultra Fight, and we're the 8 DVDs in clear plastic cases. So we have disc 1, promptly featuring stock footage because this is 100% stock footage here. The second disc, also 100% stock footage, which you know I'm probably not going to see except for one episode. The band episode 12 of Ultra 7 featuring Alien Spell, it's actually present here in high quality, so I'll be looking at that. They don't do a very good job explaining the real backstory of Spell, because, you know, the real backstory is very offensive, but who cares. This DVD features about 90% stock footage and about 15 minutes worth of raw footage with the new characters. Now I'm just gonna consult this book, which I will get to in a little bit. How many episodes are in that disc? Apparently. 4 episodes, so that means 12 minutes worth of raw episode footage is in this DVD here, including some of the most introductory ones. Disc 4, 100% new footage, Disc 5, new footage, Disc 6, new footage, Disc 7, new footage, and Disc 8, they're all new footage. I will be covering some screenshots of this recording from my TV, of course, later on, which will be a cut, you know, because my videos rarely contain cuts. So, let's get all that out of the way. Now we move on to the booklet. The booklet itself, it's very nicely drawn. There's a smaller picture of it on the back, as well as the information that is covered here. Now, I don't own the original release of this box set, so I'm pretty sure that, I am moderately sure that the retail version doesn't have this booklet. It was probably just a plain DVD with a different cover in it. So I might want to buy that in the later future because I am a huge fan of Ultra Fight. But yeah, here are some of the director's commentary, whatever, trivia about the show. Here is the DVD or something like that about the, what do you call it? What's the name for that word? Can't really remember at this moment. It's artwork. Yeah, it's not promotional artwork, it's like, yeah, it's the artwork that is, yeah, it's developmental artwork, so let's just call it that for now. More, interviews, stuff like that. Next, it's some pages for the heroes. For example, we have they have very short descriptions, and this definitely takes place outside of the main series continuity, but here's 7 with the figure. They all come like this. Agira tell us they are listed in the order of a magazine that documented the fighter numbers. Number 2, Agira. Woo. And what I really like about these files is that, for example, this is the original suit for Ella King, and later on they made a new suit. So yeah, that's documented. So it's Icarus and Ella King and Icarus. Then Bolton. Bolton also had a new suit, and that was shown primarily during episode 195, I believe. The DVDs are recorded in production number, not airing date, so keep that in mind. They mix up the order of the airing because, you know, you don't want to see the same background over and over again, right? Yeah. Who can sit through 71 episodes of straight stock footage? Okay, sorry about that. The Bolton Jr. head was practically already modified at the time, so it was primarily seen in episode 195. Gekido, Sanri no Hama, if I'm correct. Teleston, Guts, and who is it? Yeah, Godora. Here is Kironia, and as you can see, it's this suit takes from the bodysuit of this figure of this costume. It's from another show. It's the mummy monster from the show Tatakai Mighty Jack, or Fight Mighty Jack, also from Subaraya. Here is the Seabozu suit before they modified it into Stegon for Return of Ultraman. And as you can see, Kironia looks very different. The texture is all wrong. Except the head. The head still kind of looks like Kironia. Here are some of the less accurate pages. Here is what Kila actually looks like in Ultra Fight. Here's the stock footage Kila. Stock footage Goron. Here's the real Goron. And finally with Gomora. Gomora is referred to as Fighter 14 here. In the magazine, who was referred to as Phantom X. This is the actual Gomora, which I'll get to. And yeah, the figure. Here is a episode list. For example, for the first 71 episodes, or the first page or so, it's all completely like which episode it borrows from. Starting from episode 72, however, we have the actual story, what characters participated in the battle, and a simple story synopsis. Unlike in the Wikipedia page where they documented who won, who lost, and how was it a tie, here it doesn't really tell you anything. It just gives you a short 1 to 2 sentence synopsis. Finally, here is some of the merchandise that was around when Ultra Fight was around. For example, the 5 yen trading cards, the original title card. The original title card for this wasn't the burning background that we all know today. It was this, except they had cracks over the letters. They added that in with, visual effects. And that is the booklet. So let's get on. So after wasting about 11 minutes of your precious time, I think it's about time we move on to this box right here. The specially included figures, as they call it. This is not for sale, of course. It's not for sale officially because you can still put it on auction Yahoo Japan and stuff like that, without much hesitation. I mean, I've seen this thing on auction Yahoo Japan, so I know it's legal to do that. This is technically a gift, even though you're still paying for it. Don't mind this paper. I just use it to know which figure goes where. So, opening the box, here are all the figures in their respective cases. And I will start with Ultra 7. And I'm going to go down the order from there. Borrowing it yet again from this book. First is Ultra 7. Let's go, Fighter 1, Ultra 7. And each figure comes in a little plastic bag not a unique size, but they work with a protective figure. I keep the bags simply because I like the bags. So, let's just lower the camera a little bit to look at our Ultra 7. Now, let's zoom in a little bit. Now, this Ultra 7 is a lot different from the usual Ultra 7, but not a lot. Unlike usual Ultra Fight figures where they borrow from the black neck design, where they color the neck black during the first few episodes, as seen in this artwork right here. See that? Let's see if it's... Yeah, it's not in here. They swapped the mask around a couple of times during filming, apparently. But yeah, it's nice looking. The figure is well made, considering how the 500 figures are doing. And these guys are roughly the same size. Yeah. So the eyes are a nice orange with a green shade inside to, do that. It's got a green light, like the green Emerium lamp. The chest pads aren't really colored in, which is unfortunate, but they've done it good enough already. The gloves are all a different color, and I appreciate that because the gloves were different from the actual suit, except they got it wrong. The gloves were darker than the actual rubber suit, so that's a complaint, but that's not much. Articulation, it's your standard Ultra Hero articulation. You got the arms, and you got the torso. So yeah, let's go over his entry in this book with the actual figure standing there. Yeah, he is the invincible hero of Kaiju Island. In the books they call it or Planet Monster or something like that. he has so basically there's something called Uchu Inyen no Kamae. I really don't know what that is. But he was pretty powerful in the show. He never lost except when he didn't feel like fighting. He only lost once. Here's his footmark, and here's the figure itself. And yeah, all of the statistical information are the same as for the real Ultra 7. This is, you know, Ultra Fight Ultra 7, so let's move into the background. Next up, it's fighter number 2, his trustworthy pupil, not his son. He could be his son, technically speaking, but, you know, it will be pretty weird. I mean, we already have Zero. Agira. Agira is the only capsule monster to debut in Ultra Fight, and he looked pretty derpy. He still does look derpy. They pulled this tail stump thing from one scene in what is it? Yeah, Agira Kyodeki no Haingeki. It was one of the I think it was one of the it was one of the episodes where he fought King as a direct assault, and it ended with a tie, unfortunately. I don't have the specific battle records on me right now for these guys, and I think I will add them in the video description. Yeah, I will. And yeah, so the figure, it's cast mainly in a brown plastic with some gray sprays here and there. The eyes look really nice though. That's what I really want to comment on these figures for. It's the eyes. They look really good. The teeth are all individually sculpted and painted. The inside of the mouth, it's red, clear cut. And yeah, it looks really nice overall. Not 100% accurate, but if you really want to go for accuracy, you buy the MG1 Atelier figures, the Ultra Fight Real Sofubi series. I'm looking forward to picking some of those up if I get the chance to. Those guys look really legit. They're like statues, 8 inches tall. Articulation, are the arms. They're really stubby arms, so you really can't get too much out of them. And torso. And this guy gets the distinction of being the only figure in this entire box set with leg articulation. His tail was really stumping the show too, which is why it's, you know, trudging along, and oftentimes it gets stuck in this position. But yeah, size comparison wise, he doesn't look too good with 7, but you know, you really can't do much about it. That's all I can say. He should be taller than 7 apparently, because 7's 40 meters and he's 45 meters. In the show, when his head was, because the actor's head was like this. Yeah, the head was like this. So the actor, imagine this is the head of the actor. He will be looking like this whenever he was actually on stage. He has to hunch over, so if we keep it like this, he would be just about as tall as 7. Kind of works that way. Over here, not much has really changed. There's a lot of really good story elements there, but I can't really read it yet because I'm still learning Japanese. I'm still pretty bad at it. But he does care for 7 a lot in the show. Like, you know, in one of I'm not gonna spoil too much for you, but in look up the episode Jigoku no Sandan Giri, yeah, or and you know, I'm not gonna bother translating it, but it was a pretty wacky episode. It was really fun. His battle record, I do recall, it's technically speaking it's 3 wins, but then technically speaking he had 0 wins because the only reason he won any of those battles was because 7 was with him. And yeah, that's about it. So let's move the camera around so you can see the top of that 7 Ice Slugger. That brings me to another point, which is that the Ice Slugger has a piece of plastic on the back. Come on. Yeah, see that little extra piece of plastic right there? But that's typical Bandai. I really can't judge it too hard about that. This set, it has pretty high production value. Next is one of my least favorite figures in this set. They really screwed up on her, I believe. And it is the Wu figure. Now, the Ultra Kaiju series Wu it's an okay figure. The plastic fur looks great, but here it just looks kind of awful. This is Wu. It's mainly a milk-colored vinyl with some white sprays, and I have to give it credit. The face, it's definitely what gets me most. It looks just like the Wu in the show. It's the most oftenly featured monster in Ultra 7 in this fight, not Ultra 7, Ultra Fight, and she technically is the first monster that Ultra 7 fought. You know, production wise. I don't know when she was fought by 7 first in the actual broadcasting, but you know, there's a few mysteries regarding the broadcasting anyway, so I'm not gonna get onto that yet. Now, before I get any further than that, I have to point it out, they don't have any manufacturer's information. It just says copyright 1970 Inya production, or e.g. Subaraya production, China, and not for sale. I can't read that yet because I don't know kanji, but whatever. Articulation is the torso. Like most of the monsters in this line, 7 is too tall for most of them. And that is especially obnoxiously present when one of my favorite characters comes in. But here is the entry, and as you can see, the face, look, it's hidden partially by hair. It looks just like the face on the toy. Yeah, not a whole lot to say. She is technically considered, I call it a she because because the book technically says that Icarus is the man counterpart to Wu, so whatever. Yeah. Very heavily featured monster. Alright, time to go to the next one. I don't have the order memorized quite yet, unfortunately. Next is King. King is one of the bigger monsters from this set. Comes with a much bigger plastic bag than most of the other monsters. And I like displaying all of them out at once. They look great together. They look like they're made for each other. You know, not in a romantic way, but you know, they are crafted for the same box set anyway. And I heard that they're making a Ultraman HD Gachapon Gaiden for this particular series, so I am very much looking forward to buying some of those. They're cheap. They're 300 yen. So here's King. I believe this is either the original suit version or the new suit version. That was a contradictory statement. I believe this is a new suit version because it's more yellow. The original suit version was white. It was very, very white. Looks great. King does have a few missed paint spots, but that's not very important on the general view of the figure. It's kind of unfortunate that this figure looks so, you know, so crystally white when the actual suit was always covered in mud. Again, like they all have the same thing on their foot, so I'm not gonna bother showing that off. Articulation is the torso. The arms, they move really smoothly for some reason, and the tail. The tail is very long and takes up about half the figure. Looks very good. It really does capture the look of the Ultra Fight King, especially with these droopy antennas. Let's just put them there, and here is his entry in the book with the foot mark up here. Here's the original suit. Here's the new suit. In this particular snapshot, his horns are like swinging upwards because of gravity. It still looks like this, and you can tell he's been in some crap. Here's the figure down there. King, same stuff as always. From Planet Pit. Next, it's what I would call the face of Ultra Fight. And yeah, I know I'm a little slow on this stuff, but you have to excuse me. This is a very important box set that I'm, you know, reviewing here. In my taste, at least. I'm not saying that this series is better than Dino, because it's not. But this was a very expensive box set, and I had to make it long. So it's Icarus. This is my personal favorite iteration of Icarus so far, and the vinyl figure pays some tribute to that, though I have to make some complaints because I like the figure so much. The green is wrong. It's completely wrong. The green should be much lighter. It should be more of a tealish color. It's like it's more teal. It's more light bluish, so to speak. It's not this dark green, but then that's what a lot of the toy companies make it as, because that's what this Icarus is known for, having very green colors. They resculpted the head completely from the original Icarus to make the face more revealing, and I really like this head. I really like this head design. One of the ears is drooping to make it look more interesting. all of the veins are neatly sculpted in here, and I'm really happy about that. Eyes are not as neatly painted. This eye is a little small for some reason. But that's about all the flaws there is. I mean, they even follow the scratch patterns that were on the suit correctly, which is really nice of them. The back, however, there's a little bit more trouble. Here you can see the zipper covering, the thing that covers the zipper. It shouldn't be painted, so this is a little extra, but you know, it adds to the charm. Articulation, come on. Articulation, speaking, it's just the arms and the torso. Yeah, and that's about it. Just add them back here. He doesn't look really good with 7. He should be a lot taller than 7. But that was expected. I told you that. Here is his page. As you can see, here's his footmark. The figure looks a lot darker here, so I'm at least happy. And his eyes look off center, so I'm at least happy about that. So you can see this figure. The actual suit itself is more of a lightish blue color, or very light green. Ikarusu. He's apparently a very rowdy character, and I heard that he was Christian, but I find that very hard to believe. He also was, in one of the episodes, he shoots down Ella King with a gun, and then he chases after 7 with that gun. It was called the Gun of Dark Magic, or something like that. 7 eventually tricks him into falling over and defeats him, and then takes the gun and snaps it on his knee, so that's something. The same gun was used later on in another episode, in the third to last episode, Yakuga Fanfuke, or Gangster Rankings, where Ella King was in possession of the gun, but it was simply known as a machine gun. And as you can see, yeah, I'm memorizing a lot of this stuff. Next is one of my personal favorites. You know, I have a lot of favorites in this set, because it's just such a great set, you know. But the size is really what disappoints me about this figure, particularly. And it is Fighter number whatever, I don't remember, number 6, Bolton. This Bolton, it's a mixed bag. It's more silver oriented than the Ultra Kaiju series Bolton. And I really appreciate all that silver paint on there. It looks really nice. It really stands out, right? Especially the platinum color, I call it. They use on the claws and this face part right here. It looks really nice. Unfortunately, I would have liked the head to be a little more gold because it was more muddy back in the day. But that's about it. That's all the complaints I have. It's really short though, so that's another complaint. Articulation are the arms and the torso, and that's it. This Bolton's in the neutral position, while the Ultra Monster series Bolton is in the ho position. Looks nice, stands there, and you can see he's really short, so that's unfortunate. Unfortunately, they didn't include the version where he didn't even have the claws. He had black gloved hands. That was in Sunny no Gekito Sunny no Hama, and check that episode out when you have the chance. It's a very entertaining episode. 7 fights Wu, Ella King, Kila, Icarus, and Bolton with sticks. And he eventually killed all of them, and they all stay in the beach with blood. It was very entertaining. It was really epic. I love that episode. It was the first time we saw his secondary head, as seen here, and he has hands. It's also unfortunate that none of these guys came with accessories. For example, Kila had a hat and a bunch of apples. Apples could probably go to Wu because Wu beat the crap out of Kila for his apples. Ella King had a stack of roses, and Icarus had a fish. But that's just a minor complaint in the big picture. Nothing too major. Next, it's another big bag item, but they shoved it into a miniature slot simply because the figure is not really big. It's Telezon. Now, a lot of people refer to him as Deton because of his degrading face that this Telezon possesses. The blue eyes look really nice, except mine has no paint blue over here. That's unfortunate. But I assure you, it is Telezon. The Deton has this huge nasal bump right here. It's really obnoxious, I think. And yeah, he is mainly made of a brown vinyl with a lot of lighter brown highlights. He looks very nice. The teeth, some of the teeth are individually sculpted. They are in the correct pattern. The mouth is red correctly. And yeah, it looks really nice. It's one of my favorite Telezons because of how hunchback it is and how they got this back spike correctly. The Bandai Monster series did not. So articulation are the arms and the tail, as well as the torso. Now something makes me, now he was stored in a box like this, and a lot of these figures, they have air holes in the vinyl itself. As seen here, well, they may not be it, but they're like, they poke holes in it, and they match up, and the holes here match up here very well when the tail is backwards, so I think it might have been manufactured that way, which is why it was stored that way too. But Telezon, another personal favorite. Just fit him over there. Telezon, here's the footmark for Telezon. Everything is still the same. All the stats are the same, even though, you know, we all know, we weren't stupid. We know that these guys are human sized. The Photoshop error, they had a little bit of Photoshop error right here. Some of the rock in the background of that scene got caught over here, but that's about it. Not much has really changed. The head is just deteriorating really much. The rest of the body is also really deteriorating, which is why they didn't use it after Daton's appearance in Return of Ultraman. I know I'm rambling a lot here, but you know, whatever. You're watching the video, not me. Alright, next is Guts. And I just gave that away because I was an idiot, but this figure, I thought for a while it was the mold was used again by the 500 series, but in the end, after some closer examination, I'm pretty sure I was wrong, and I'm hoping to really hard that I'm wrong. But here is Guts. This Guts again falls flat on his face when it comes to the head sculpt. The beak is not curved enough, and it's not elongated enough from the purple sack over here. This Guts has really green, oily eyes for some reason. That was there in the show, but then it wasn't really obvious. This figure made it look a little too obvious, but mainly that was because of the mud they threw in. It's got the black correctly, the black over here. Overall, it's a lot more nicely painted than the 500 figure. You have to give it that. The back, it's completely painted. Take lesson, Ultra 500. Paint the back of your figures. They are not blank. The only missed paint is on the foot. There's some white arrow things on the foot, like on the legs and that. But that's a minor complaint again. Articulation are the arms and the torso. Guts looks really weird because he looks like well, I'm not gonna say he's a he anymore because I don't know what it is, but it looks like a woman, you know, with the thunder thighs and the thin, you know, and the thin waist, and I should know because I am one. So let's just fit him here. I'm gonna call it him. You know, I'm just gonna call these guys all him, whatever. Not too much of a difference. Footmark, here's the Guts suit. He appeared for very little in the series. They eventually scrapped a lot of these guys. For example, Agura only appeared for a few times. Telezon, same amount of times as Agura. Telezon was the real monster that had 0 wins, and that was like because he sucked really hard. Next, I'm pretty sure you got a sneak peek of him already because I was an idiot while fumbling through the pages. But it's the monster in my review I said no, but why would anybody get this guy? Or at least in the description I said that. It's Godola. Godola, yeah, not too impressed here. The Godola, for some reason, this claw is posed very weirdly. It never happened in the show, so I don't know where they got that from. Very asymmetrical yet again, but that was to be expected. The show was really asymmetrical. The inside of the arms weren't painted, so that was a big disappointment. I thought they could have at least put in some effort to paint that. Claws look really weird because of the inside extra plastic inside, but I can forgive them for that. It is Bandai. You know, I keep saying that, but you know, it is true, you know. I guess I'm saying, you know. Everything's nicely painted on the legs though, so that's always a relief. Yeah, but you know, my only problem is that the claws should be more silvery. I mean, or actually no, I take it back. It looks nice. It just looks nice. I was thinking about something else. The suit itself was more white. It wasn't just gray color. Here's the mark. Here's Godola, and here's one of these scenes where here's the original Godola suit. This is a new suit that they made for the series. The original Godola suit was here. They cut off his arms for one of the episodes where what was it? Ninja Godola Udeki no Koi, or something like that. I don't remember exactly what the name was. I'm too late to look it up, but they cut off, but Seven cut off his arms in similar fashion to how he cut off Bolton's head and 2 arms. Godola looks nice. He just stand over there. Alright, we're already past 9 of them, so 5 more to go. 10 is the monster I have a very clear memory of. Godola didn't appear very often either. Here's one of the few monsters, or one of the 2 actually, that are stuck in a fighting pose instead of a normal, one of those neutral poses. Here is Hironia. Now, I already said that Hironia's suit is recycled from the mummy monster from Fight Mighty Jack. They painted it green, and here they give it a lot of brown highlights, which you can't really see, unfortunately. But look at the green plastic on this side, you see some difference. It melted it very well, so it's really natural. The head looks really nice. It looks just like the Hironia, I remember. The body color yet again is kind of wrong. It should be a little darker than Icarus, but here it's a little lighter than Icarus for some reason. And yeah, he's in this fighting pose, which I really don't know what to make of. And yeah, Godola's articulation I covered already, except the shoulder pads are there, so it prevents some arm articulation. Hironia, he's out of focus for some reason, has that torso twist, and this part is also molded in, which is really nice of them. The feet are a little untextured though. Most of these guys' feet are untextured. But yeah, this is easily one of the better figures in this line. This is not a line, this is just like a gift box. My biggest impression of this guy was in one of the episodes, Ikarusu no Kachidoki, where he throws him over the top of a mountain, and then you just watch him roll down. That was the beginning of the episode. That was a really nice way to open it. You can see some sunlight left over here. That's not part of the suit. Here's the suit itself. As you can see, it's a little darker than Icarus, but still pretty light. That's definitely not what that looks like. Here the figure looks a whole lot more darker, so at least I'm happy about that. For more, same thing, it's still from the Amazon. Next is personally one of the most memorable monsters I've seen in Ultra Fight, and he was memorable enough to get a release in the short-lived ML years, like I said before, Ultra Fight Ryo Sofubi series. He is Shibozu. Shibozu here, his face is a little squat, but if you don't look at it from the side, he looks really good. You got all of the little details on him except for the arms. That's a little unfortunate. The arm designs are all different, and I appreciate that. He looks more clear-cut than he did in the show. This is the Shibozu suit before it got turned into Stegon. And yeah, I really like the Shibozu, and he was in one of my favorite episodes, Uchu Ingen no Kamae. So that's that. Articulation is the torso a little bit. He's a little stiff in the torso because it's a noble, not a circle. And the arms do rotate 360. They're cut very awkwardly, so you can work around these shoulder pads. But I like Shibozu. Shibozu is cool. By the way, here's his picture. As you can see, his face is it's more deformed in this version, and I think that's where the actor can see out of. Yeah. So yeah, he's pretty messed up. The suit's pretty messed up. Shibozu. And another thing I want to cover for Hironia is in the original. I think in the original series, he was called Hironiya, not Hironia. So to replace the katakana here with the a with ya. Shibozu didn't have any name change though, but there will be name changes as we go on. Next is my personal favorite from this set. You know me, I love this guy. I went out of my way to buy it from some dude in San Leandro, Mike Johnson of Club Tokyo. Thank you very much. It is Kila! Yay! I've been looking for this figure for a while. I freaking love this figure. The lazy eye is there, the mouth, the teeth, the droopy tentacles, the yellow lines, the poop brown body. It looks very good. It looks just like the Kira I remember in the show. Especially Kaiju Gakido, even though he got defeated in that one. He had a name change, Kira did. Kira's, in original he was called Kira. The Ra valve was very short, but now they extended it, so it's Kira. So yeah, that's nothing that major. Kira looks nice. Articulation not only the arms, the torso has has like these holes for the arms, so the torso doesn't rotate. But he looks nice. This is my favorite. I'm just gonna put him in the center spotlight there. Here is his footmark. Yeah, you can see the two-toe design there. He originally had two toes. Now he has this big stubby stump down there. Yeah. He is one of the, and according to this book, he is one of the signature monsters of the later half of Ultra Fight. Finally, we have Goron. I'm just gonna show you his page right now. He's the ape guy. There's not much to say about Goron. Goron rarely appeared, and it was said he was the teacher to Icarus, even though we see these two clash most of the time in the series. They clashed quite a lot, and you know, it was one of those like, you know, teacher relationships where you try to kill the student. Goron looks nice. His body is mainly this brownish color with the mane on his head. His brown face looks very, very well detailed for a 4-inch figure after all. He's got his classical fighting pose in Ultra 7 on. And yeah, the tail is molded into the leg. And I don't like that practice, but you can at least tell it's there. Take note, Hyper Zeton, take note. So let's just put him there. Articulation, he has the waist. You already saw the arms. And for the final combatant, or Phantom X in this case, we have good old Gomora. Gomora's page doesn't really tell you much since he only appeared for one episode and he won. I speculated that he was controlled by Bolton because you saw a hanging Bolton head. This is like the scene with Monster Graveyard. Like all the monster costumes are just stored over there, and Gomora suddenly comes to life with Wu, and he defeats Wu, and that's it. And you hear, and the music is pretty creepy, and you always hear Bolton's laughter in the background, so that's a big plus. Really like Bolton. Gomora, this is my favorite iteration of Gomora, because I really don't like Gomora. You got the green chest, even though it could have been painted better. They could have just, you know, painted it, not sprayed it. The back, which is all green. And yeah, Gomora looks very nice. He is one of the most articulated figures here. He's got the head, the torso, the arms, and the tail. And that's all you really need to know about Gomora. Gomora appeared for one episode. He was Phantom X. He beat Wu, and that's it. Period. End of story. Yeah, let's just throw it in here. So yeah, that's the box set. I really don't know what else to say. Besides, this is a great box set that I don't recommend anybody buy except me, because I am assuming that almost none of you are Supreme Ultra Fight fans. It's a very broken series, if you can say it. It's a fun watch. It's fun popcorn entertainment, but it's nothing special. It cannot be compared to other Ultraman series. Like, you know, Return of Ultraman was a huge step up in this franchise, since, you know, it introduced actual characters. Not to say that, you know, to disrespect Susumu Kurobe, or, you know, who was the guy that played Dan again, but they really didn't have any characters. Hayata was mainly just a Boy Scout character, you know, and etc. But I'm not here to review Return of Ultraman. That's when I get that DVD set. Ultra Fight, this DVD set, so far with all the figures that you've seen and everything that comes with, it is fantastic. You cannot expect more, except if the DVD had the special features slot for, you know, like deleted footage and stuff like that. But this is, this is like footage they dug up from the archives, like that's been buried for centuries because, no, not centuries, but that's an exaggeration. Because this is one series that I don't want to look back upon. This is a series that I kind of think that Subaraya the company is ashamed of because it was how poorly it was made. But I liked it, and they liked it, and they decided to honor it enough by bringing it back in many ways. So at least that's there. So do I recommend this box set? Absolutely not, but if you want to buy the actual DVD, go ahead. It's a fine DVD set, and I will be showing you raw footage of it shortly. Alright everyone, so I am at my computer, or at least the monitor for my computer, and I'm here to show off the DVD quality of this box set. The Ultra Fight Super Ultimate box set. Not Super Deluxe, because I was wrong before and I had to reinstate that fact, because I don't know. So we're going to be taking this box set. Yeah, as you can see, the lighting's off. We'll be taking this gate. Easy to remove. It's one of those push DVDs. And I'll be showing off loading this into my computer. Let's move the power cord around. Yeah, I have a lot of random crap on my desk. Here's me loading the DVD in there. Just wanted to show you that this is authentic footage that hopefully Ijo Subaraya would not sue me for. And I'll be taking a scene from the episode I advertised so much. Yakuba Fan, not what Yakuba Fan, forget. Yeah, Taiketsu, Taiketsu, Sanri no Hama. Here. This is a Region 2 DVD, so you can't play it on a standard DVD player. It's also coded extremely weirdly. It starts off immediately on autoplay instead of going to the menu. And it has a menu, and it only accesses the menu naturally if you finish the entire DVD. So let's move it to the DVD. So let's move here. Here is the episode guide. Here's the actual menu. Come on, return to the actual menu. Yeah, there we go. You see 7 there. My computer has a bluish tint to it, so let's see if removing easy mode does anything. No, you can't remove easy mode right now. So yeah, let's go here to the chapters. We're gonna go to Sanri no Hama. Sound quality is amazing. So I'm just gonna record some raw footage here. I'm gonna try and say this is covered under fair use because I bought the DVD, for God's sakes. Kekido, Sanri no Hama. So you see, right here's Bolton. We're gonna zoom up on here. You can see Bolton with his hand instead of his claw. And they're all wielding sticks. There's a lot of very weird scenes in here. For example, here's 7 hitting Elking in the head with a stick, and you'll see some monkeys in here for some reason. Let's give that a see. So you can see these are cheaply made wooden sticks. Whack! Bushwaka! As you can see, very nice quality for at least what it is. See? Look at that. That was like, see, look right there. Bolton's hand. And you saw an ape there, didn't you? I'm not making this up. There's apes in here. Seriously, what the hell? But, it's nothing horrible. See? Right there. Bolton's hand. More apes. I'm not going to show the scene where Keela dies. Well, Keela just died, so whatever. So yeah, that was the DVD quality. And yeah. Well, this is Yanai. Hopefully you enjoy the video. And if you liked it, please subscribe. And give this video a like. Thanks.